When time steals our years away, shall steal our pleasures too. The memory of the past will stay, and half our joys renew.
Hello and welcome. Well, I thought I'd like to present our new light-hearted campaign, Yes Minister, Your Room is Ready.
Almost everything we think we know about addiction is wrong. You get a rat and you put it in a cage, and you give it 2 water bottles. One is just water, and the other is water laced with either heroin or cocaine. If you do that, the rat will almost always prefer the drug water, and almost always kill itself quite quickly. Professor Alexander comes along and he looks at this experiment and he noticed something. We're putting the rat in an empty cage. So Professor Alexander built a cage that he called Rat Park. In Rat Park, they don't like the drug water. You go from almost 100% overdose when they're isolated to 0% overdose when they have happy and connected lives. What if addiction is an adaptation to your environment? Human beings have a natural and innate need to bond. And when we're happy and healthy, we'll bond and connect with each other. But if you can't do that because you're traumatized or isolated or beaten down by life, you will bond with something that will give you some sense of relief. The opposite of addiction is not sobriety. The opposite of addiction is connection.
It is time for a realistic approach to taxpayer-funded service provision. Ministers of Health and Housing and their department staff need to spend time living in public housing so they know what it is like to live amongst the crime and violence that comes as a direct result of drug dealing in public housing. I used to work for a politician, so I know that staff protect their members from the day-to-day realities of certain issues. In the office, there was a woman whose job was to read the newspaper all day and to highlight issues that might be bad or good for the politician. And so our experience of the Health Department and the AIDS Council is that the evaluations of the AIDS Council are done like a ticker box. The Health Consumers Council's approaches too, they seem to be ticker box and always looking on the bright side. So it seems that the layers of bureaucracy and the staff shelter the politicians from the day-to-day reality of life at the grassroots level. So this is why we're saying, yes, Minister, your room is ready. If they have to live amongst the crime and violence, then surely they will find creative ways to fix the decades-old levels of policy decay that lead to the problem of drug dealing in public housing. It's time they got serious and started implementing policies to deal with the meth crises. There needs to be more rehabilitation programs, and the government needs to stop funding these organisations, NGOs, that enable drug culture, the ones that promote drug use without any responsibility. And remember, on 8th of March 2025, there is a WA state election. So now is the time to find your voice and tell the government and opposition what they need to improve to get your vote. Citizens also need to read the Constitution, where they will find that the Australian Constitution protects political speech. So this video is a protected speech. So hashtag make housing safe again, hashtag end drug dealing in public housing. This is a big issue that's happening all over the state. Make sure you go and see our strategy to end drug dealing in public housing, which is a good way to help grassroots people see what could be done. Saying, oh, well, there's nothing we can do is not the best solution to dealing with the social problem of out-of-control meth usage and meth dealing in public housing. And it's time for people to start having discussions in the lead up to the election. Once they announce the election, they'll be scrambling, running around, getting votes, and they won't have time to develop policy. So now is the time to make sure that the mainstream political parties and the minor parties hear your voice. And X.com is a great place for you to have your voice heard. We suggest you contact your local Member of Parliament and tell them you want action. If you are on X.com, then the Minister for Housing for WA is at John Carey Perth, and we know his office loves to hear from the members of the community. Make sure you tag the Liberal opposition and the Premier of Western Australia, Roger Cook, so that they are aware that members of the community want real action to make housing safe again.
In the galaxy where stars align, a robot plays in zero gravity. He's shining bright with moves so sublime. Follow a change window 17 on X.com for all to see. Spacecraft soaring through the cosmic sea, images of dreams that we all can see. From the depths of space, pure creativity. Follow a James and Bell 17 on X.com. Join the spree. Join the spree.
We appreciate everyone who watches our videos. Please like, share and subscribe and comment down below. We hope you enjoy the images. They are published on the HIV Consumer Alliance Facebook page and the link is on the screen. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
When time steals our years away, shall steal our pleasures too. The memory of the past will stay, and half our joys renew.